You're tuned into Love and Situationships.
WXIR.
Alright, hi guys, how are you all doing today?
I'll do better.
Hey, where is my crew at? Everybody do everything.
Hey, yo, listen. This is the first time I'm doing this. Hey, people. If I figure out what I'm doing.
Alright, are you good? We trying to get the live situated. We trying to get Facebook situation. The internet was just down, so y'all work with us, okay?
Can you handle 2 phones?
Yes. Alright, so my name is Atiana Larkin, and you are now listening to 100.9 WXIR, Rochester's Urban Alternative Station. It's myself in the building.
Well, I got my good wig on, so it's Maria.
Maria, a.k.a. Denisha Titus.
That's right.
Who else is in the building?
Well, yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. I got to give him a warmer welcome than that because
What's
he's
up?
been gone for like how long?
I've been going for a minute now. I'm back with the jump off.
Been gone, did one show, left us and went to Cali, and now he's back. But
Nah, listen, I was always here in spirit, baby. I'm about to say, you can't get rid of the group chat. Yo, everybody out there,
like,
I'm
you
happy
can
to be
sleep
there.
and it's like ding, 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 ding.
Sleep?
Like, yes.
Listen, I wish I was asleep.
Well, I was asleep.
Alright, and we have special guests in the building. Tell them your name.
Hi everyone, I'm Tunya Griffin.
And today we will be talking about, what are we talking about? Do anybody remember?
Oh, of course I remember, because I was thirsty for this topic.
Oh, he was thirsty.
What we have? Well, let's go subtle. Can we start off with the subtopic? Let's start off with the question of the week, or question of the week.
Sure, go for it.
All right. So initially, what did you ask the viewers, 18?
So I asked the viewers, when you or dating someone, is it okay to be talking or dating other people? That was my question.
Okay.
When you're talking to someone?
Wow.
I use talking and dating interchangeably. And a lot of people, the feedback that we received on Facebook and Instagram, they don't. So talking and dating doesn't mean the same thing to certain people.
If we talking, we talking.
Okay, talking means
I'm talking to you right now. Shoot.
Right.
So what that mean? Because I'm talking to you, I can't talk to somebody else?
what?
But see, now here is where I felt that question had a lot of loose ends, and it can morph into something else. I'll tell you about a situation that happened to me before. If you talking to someone, you have kind of intentions. I don't feel like you socialize with, you know what I'm saying? Like I made a post the other day. If you come shoot your shot, follow your shot, go to get a rebound, play some defense, you know what I'm saying? Run full court. If you're going to shoot, play to win. You don't just shoot the shot to look at it. You know what I mean? That's how you get subbed out the game.
You might be shooting a shot for something else.
Now here's the thing. Shooting your shot doesn't necessarily always mean
Follow your
going after
shot.
a girl. But I'm just talking about in the sense of like, there was a situation where I was talking to a girl and then she kind of accidentally made it clear that she was, involved with other people. And I'm like, all right, cool.
Accidentally?
Yeah, it was accidentally. Because
almost
you know how your mouth go like this?
She effed up her player card.
Yeah. It was like, oh my goodness, I done told her myself. So then, with that being said, and I kind of asked other questions that came through the back door, and I finally got to the truth of it. Like, so make sure that it's all fair. That if we're talking to other people, then I know that. However, it's also it's a weird situation because dating, you're supposed to serial date to find out what you want.
You're supposed to say who?
Right. So if you talk,
Says who?
Listen.
I says who? You're supposed to serial date. Who says that? Like
You said that to me.
I said that.
We had that conversation. You're like, oh, if you're dating, you're supposed to date more than once, so you can get different feels, and you know what you want to
At
go with.
certain points in my life, I did feel that way.
All right, so thank you for not making me look like a liar.
No, you're telling the truth. At certain points in my life, I did feel that way.
I'm coming out the code already, y'all.
Wow,
It
seems like you put talking over dating, right?
So
You
are
said
they the same
talking
thing?
with all intentionality, but then you said dating as if you could do it as a serial dater.
What I try to use the same format as she said. She said she used them synonymously, so I use them synonymously.
Okay.
So are they the same thing, Tanya?
I think that you need to clarify. If for every person or couple that is deciding what they want to do, they're going to clarify what that means for them, right? So talking to me might mean something different to me than it does for the other person.
Right. So
and I think it is very important to have an understanding of what that means for both parties, right? Because if you feel like talking just means, hey, just like you just said, we're interacting, we're talking to one another, then that's just all it's going to be. But then you said talking with an intentionality, right? So that means you're pursuing that person. So then you need to put some parameters around that. So what does that really mean? So if you say that I'm talking to you with all intentionality because I'm going to pursue you, then that means that's exclusive, right? It could mean it's exclusive.
It could mean, but
it could mean.
But there's a window of that's still open of different opportunities, because I can be talking to you, but like you said, the intention. What if my only intention is to have sex with you? Or what if my only intention is to use you as a networking tool? In this day and age,
we need to make that clear. Like,
we're
too old to be playing games. If that's what you want, come out and say it.
You need to be clear.
And if you want to date multiple people, come out and say it.
I think
that's where we get out of the gray areas. We get out of the blurred lines, and we become real. Like we adults.
It sounds good, but it ain't respected the same.
For most of them,
you're right. Because if a woman come off and say that, then she's looked down upon. You know, there's that double standard. But if a dude says that, then they're like, "Oh, he's a dog." But is he a dog, or he just keeping it real? Like he's keeping it 100. And I respect a dude who's going to do that. I respect that more than anything.
Right. And I think that's the problem that we see today, that the conversation is not upfront, right? The being authentic. When we say authentically me. So if I'm saying to you that we are talking, then I need to qualify that, right? What that means for me. And then I need to hear from you what that means from you, so that we can see if we're on the same page or not. And if we're not, then I can flip the page and keep it moving, right?
Right. A lot of people were saying on Facebook, a lot of people were saying that they felt like it was okay to talk to multiple people until there was a commitment and came into place. So a commitment comes into place. So I mean, I feel like that's fine.
But see, now here's my disagreement with that though, because it's true. That's true. But everybody already had a commitment when they started talking. The commitment was to themselves.
But then another thing, we put sex in play too early. So we started having sex, and then we think it's a commitment, but it's not really a commitment.
That's why everyone needs to be on the same page. And how do you get on the same page? It's through clear communication and articulating in a way that both parties understand what it is and what it is not. I think that's the reason.
We got to make room for JayReal.
I don't want to play it.
Just sit him on the corner of the table.
And then y'all put him in the corner.
We got
JayReal in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Should have got him a booster seat.
I thought this was a whole different topic. We're gonna do a comedy out here. We doing?
Man,
No, we're not gonna drill.
I thought about seriousness on the way here.
No, we are serious. So we were talking about the question of the week, but I think, are we good on that, or we still got some commentary?
I just want to say one last thing.
Go for it.
Because you brought us to listen. This is the last thing I'm saying. I respect everything that you said, and I agree to an extent. And the only reason why I say to an extent is because sometimes it can be misperceived by your audience, depending on the person that you say that to. Because when you, as a man, it's hard to have that conversation of what are we doing? That what are we doing conversation usually comes from a woman. And it's like you can be chilling, and then she just turns to, hey, so what are we doing? And to the dude, it's kind of a mood breaker, but it's like, let me say something just to pacify the time, or are we going to have this conversation right now?
Don't do that.
I say, or you know what I'm saying, or you're going to have the conversation. How many times has a dude turned over to you and it's like, you're on the car, so what are we doing?
I've had that conversation with a person before.
Right.
I've had the conversation, and they were like, so what are we doing? Are we doing this, or are we not?
Yeah.
And so I can respect somebody who's doing that. That doesn't make them seem soft. They just want to know what's up.
But I just said it depends on your audience. I didn't say all women were like that. I'm just saying depending on certain times, you might get the wrong one. I'll just put you in your place like, no. Listen, I just like what you have, and that's it. Right. And then you might get the other person. I'll be like, oh, I was wondering the same thing. So like sometimes it can go for you. It can work. Other times it could just backfire, and the next thing you know, you end up in somebody's group chat getting screenshotted. Look what this dude done said to me. And that's every man fear.
What I do.
Y'all always in a group chat.
Always
in a group chat.
Always in a group.
You need that you need to have the conversation. Whether, it makes you feel uncomfortable or not, you can get the truth out there, and sooner rather than later, you can make your exit,
Baby,
right?
I know you put on your good wig, so what are we doing?
Right, you can make your exit. Make your exit.
You wear your good wig 3 days in a row. What are we doing?
Look, he over here feeling like a kid in the frying pan. That's right, get out.
Oh, listen, I'm always good. I'm forever comfortable.
All right, so we're going to move on to one of our topics. So dating in the Black community. So, question, what do you guys find is the most difficult aspects of dating today?
These women with their high expectations.
Say more about that.
I think society has built the woman to the whole independency thing. INDEP.
Yeah, we talked about last week.
And so, nowadays women feel as if they don't need a guy, when in actuality they do. So it's difficult for a man to, approach a woman with everything when we've been getting shut down because society is much bigger than us as individuals. So it's hard to say, hey, listen, this is what I got, what I can bring to the table, when women are like, no, I want more. I want more.
Or women tell you, I already got that. What do you have that
you
I
understand?
don't?
You know what I'm saying?
And so now a man doesn't know this role.
Right.
I've been there. Not gonna even lie, that's been me on several occasions. And it's difficult because when you've done it all for so long and then you have a man come into the picture and you don't really need him, you have that mindset I don't need you.
But you do.
But I
you
do.
Understand?
You're right.
So if you fixate your mind to thinking, I
had to condition myself.
You have to want a man because you do need a man.
Right.
Men and women are for one another. You understand what I'm saying? So to have that independency state of mind is just reckless. And that's why you wrecking your brain to want to do everything by yourself.
It's reckless because we pass it down onto our children. And I have a daughter, a 16-year-old daughter. So, and that's what I taught her, to be independent, because that's how I had to be. I had to do everything on my own.
But look how strenuous life is being to you, doing it by yourself.
I think this, you don't need every man.
No, that's true. That's true.
So if you, and I think that every person should have an expectation. You even have an expectation of who it is that you're looking for, in what you're looking for in a woman, right? And when that woman does not meet your expectation, then you should seek out the woman who meets your expectation.
My expectation bar isn't so high. The reason why I don't put it so high is because when people don't meet it, I'm not let down.
But what is high? Let's define.
That's high.
You don't need an 800 credit score to be with me.
Okay.
You don't have to have a car.
So you have a list.
Right. You got a list. That's your list.
Do you have a list?
So I feel like in the Black community, women that probably aren't even there still put that bar there for Black men.
I think social media has made a lot of women feel that they are more than what they really are.
Or superior to men.
Drake.
Don't talk about Drake.
Don't put that on Drake.
Shout out to the light-skinned brothers out
there.
We here.
I forgot.
I was just going. I mean, in fact, I had to talk with somebody in LA about this same situation. In LA, we had this conversation. I said, how many songs is there about uplifting Black men aside from Angie Stone, Black Brother?
We played that last week.
You gonna make one?
No. It's not about me making one. It's about there's more songs that either there are so misogynistic towards women, or they're so gratifying towards women, but it's still directed towards women. But there's nothing that promotes the man that go to work, the man that have a 9-to-5 that come home to his kids, or even a man that's just doing the right thing that got a college degree. But then there's songs that just support the woman with a college degree, that support the regular things that almost, or like as my mom would say, the things you're supposed to be doing.
There's so many stereotypes about our Black men. Like, they don't have jobs, they don't go to college.
It's not
they
a
have
stereotype.
Right. That's true.
It's far from stereotype.
I just told you shut up, man. How you gonna say that ain't stereotype? Mad educated brothers in the room with degrees. You gonna say that's not a stereotype? Wow.
3,000 to 5,000.
Wow.
A lot of people aren't secure and confident within themselves, so it's so easy to just grab a hold to what someone else is saying. You understand? We have comfortability spot in our mind, in the front lobe, and it's so easy just to eat a piece of chocolate, then to say, you know what, this ain't good for me. You understand? And we do that with relationships. You know, you might break up with a man because things went bad, but you might meet a brother that's on the bus working 9 to 5 and really got his thing together. You understand? But you don't want to give him a chance because you're still hurt. You haven't forgiven the other guy.
I'm just saying they might not because he's on the bus. They're gonna be like, oh, because he's on the bus.
You know, there's a pool of women who want the man on the bus, and there's a pool of women.
You ready for this? I haven't had a car in 4 years.
Wait a minute.
I haven't had a car in 4 years.
I know plenty of people who just Uber and they do their thing.
And I know guys with cars that ain't even doing what I'm doing.
And as I said,
exactly.
Judging you because you ain't got a car.
Huh?
I ain't judging you.
No, I'm just not because you said that. I thought I would take up for my people out there that's walking and biking and busing it.
So do we feel we have to, especially us women, do we feel
somebody
we
hit
have,
my car today?
You stupid.
as women, do we feel we have to compete with other women, especially in the dating arena?
Women out here competing with men.
No,
I'm not competing with no woman.
Women don't compete against each other no more.
They compete against the man.
Like, y'all know what?
Right.
Somebody sat down with the masses and said, we don't have to compete with each other no more. We're better than all of them. And that's how we got to this conversation.
Black women or women, period?
First of all, the only women that's competing with other black women is the black girls who haven't developed into a woman yet.
Okay.
Because real women don't compete.
Right.
They're in the lane of their own.
So what would make a woman even say, I don't need him for nothing? That sounds competitive to me. Like, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. What?
It's the type of men we choose.
There you go.
It's the type of men.
I've heard that a lot. Like, I've heard a lot.
That's what it is. It's the type of men that we choose.
So, what about us?
Keyword, women choosing. I just wanted to put that out there.
Right.
Keyword, women choosing. All right.
That's true.
That's okay.
What about us parents who are dating? Like, what are some of the struggles that we have to face when dating when you have kids?
Ooh.
Can't bring every man home.
No, right?
You can't bring anybody.
You can't. Right.
When is a good time to bring someone home or to meet your kids?
You're serious, like when.
But sometimes, but serious. I've been serious with a few people.
And I don't. Well, you a man and you saying that. I'm a woman.
You can meet
I'm
my
not
baby.
bringing all these different men around my daughter.
But I've been serious with a few people and it didn't work out. So
honestly,
life is about trial and error.
Right. That's. I mean, it happens.
But listen,
that was mommy's friend.
No errors.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
I would tell you from my perspective, I don't let anybody around my son at all. And when I say at all, I'm talking about like even if we happen to be at the park and I run into you, I will keep the conversation very brief. There's never been anybody around my son without my son's mother's permission. And I say that out of respect because I had that conversation at birth. Like, all right, listen here. Things don't work. Understand that I will not have anybody around him without you knowing.
Nah.
That's just me.
Nah, that's you.
You know what I'm saying? I drive all the way out to Ellison Park to put my son in private.
What about you?
I'm telling my baby mother, drop her off at me in Christina's house, me in whoever house.
You can meet her.
My baby is coming with
your house. If y'all, not.
How about me and her? Like, they should meet probably, right?
Listen, I don't hide nothing from my daughter. This is daddy's friend. I'm not in no relationship. I'm not. My daughter's mom can meet everybody.
If we've been kicking it for a while, then but like not just.
But you and that partner done got to know each other. But the baby feels like an alien now once you bring them to meet them. That's not fair.
My daughter don't like meeting people anyway.
But then I think the other thing that you got to interpret, and it goes back to personal, not even just personal beliefs, but the way that we were raised or the things that happened to us as a child and what we developed in our minds as we became adults. I have a father. I have 9 sisters, no brothers. I have 8 sisters on my father's side. I kind of found out my sisters later on in life. With that type of mentality, I've always raised my son. And my father doesn't talk to me. He doesn't claim. He doesn't talk to me. I know who he is. He knows who I am, but we don't have a relationship. With that being said, I raised my son for the father I always wanted, not the father that I never had. So with that same type of energy, I wanted a father that's not going to be sleeping with multiple women, that's not going to show me that it's okay to be with multiple women, who's also going to show me that in the end of it, he's only had a couple kids. Yeah. And I'm not saying my father's.
I don't think you're showing your son how to have healthy relationships with women. It's like you seclude them to yourself. You said I go to Ellison Park and play with my son alone.
I'm saying no. I'm talking about as far as me inviting other women to play. No, right. I don't do that. Right. He needs time with his father. And I'm not saying anybody's wrong for whatever they do, but you have to understand my psyche of not having a father, and then understanding that me not having a father and having a mother trying to manipulate, raising a man. And my mother flat out told me, you need to stop being so faithful to these H's. I said, what do you mean? She said, you're a young boy. You don't owe them anything right now. You need to explore. You need to not be so serious. Because in my mind, growing up, I'm like, I don't understand why people
everybody
cheat.
a hoe to everybody, mama. Every girl a hoe to everybody, mama.
Right.
Possibly.
So when you have little old me buying flowers, that's $5, and that's a big deal from Wegmans because you know the little Wegmans got the little mixed breed.
It ain't no $5 flowers in Wegmans.
Like, I was naturally a sweet guy.
Don't say that.
I stay on East Ave. It ain't no $5 flowers in there.
Hey, Tiana, are there any $5 flowers? This girl worked at Wegmans for years.
50 years. You can get probably a rose for $2.99. It might be a little more. Or get baby breath, and that might make it $4.99.
And then you put one rose in the middle until you're the only one that exists.
And then you gotta work your way around this, wrap it up. Yeah.
Well, I don't like flowers.
Okay, so how many kids is too many?
Who wrapped up piggies for you?
Man, no kids is nothing.
I don't like flowers.
You got too many. You got.
I don't even want them at my funeral.
I have 2 kids myself. So after the last relationship I got out of, I was like, you got to have less than me.
What? But you want somebody to accept you and yours?
I said because you had to have less than me.
Denisha, don't like kids.
So you don't want a man with kids?
I prefer.
And
you got a kid. Y'all is double standard.
You don't meet my kid. You don't know if she exists.
He said a double standard.
Because these baby moms be crazy these days. Like, you don't know the drama that I went with. This girl, like, would call me out on Facebook, put my whole name, Atiana Nicole Larkin, da-da-da-da-da-da.
So now we all.
Wow.
Like, she would, like, she made my life a living hell.
I'm the crazy baby mother.
And so I was like, no, I can't do this anymore.
Get crazier than me.
You can actually control situations, believe it or not, man.
Right. Yeah. A lot of men don't put their foot down in those
situations. When you know how to communicate,
right, so
you don't have that problem.
He wasn't
life,
right.
Man.
He was like living a double life, like still married and lied to me about it.
Well, see,
so that's why she was the way she was.
He don't count for the type of conversation, the type of men we used to about. That's just totally different.
I know, it's so messy.
Is that once a cheater, always a cheater?
Oh boy.
Which brings us to our next topic.
Right.
So is once a cheater always a cheater? Or?
I don't know. You tell us. You cheated before.
Says who?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
JayReal.
I'm asking you. Have you ever cheated?
I've been in some situations where I wasn't the most honest person. I will agree.
Okay.
So I have truth is a whole lot.
Do you feel like you're always?
Wait, hold on. This is my show.
That's what I was gonna say. Now, what in the world?
This is my show.
I'm sorry.
I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I'm a real person. I've cheated before, but I'm not always going to be a cheater.
I need my lawyer present.
You see what I'm saying? So
no further questions.
So how can any of us ask that if we've done that before and then consider the other person that cheated on us always a cheater?
We can ask the question. And I think that today we have normalized cheating as if that's the standard in a relationship.
It's not.
Whether you have done it or not, you can move away from it. And the question is, if you're a cheater one time, does that mean that you're going to be a serial cheater? No, it doesn't.
Well, statistics say you're 350% more likely to cheat again if you have cheated. Just saying.
And that's what I'm saying, is that we normalize it, and it should not be normal behavior.
Have you cheated before?
Have I cheated before? I haven't. No, I haven't. I was in a relationship for years and decided and was engaged and decided that wasn't the relationship I wanted to be in any longer. And I've always had the communication with my partner that this is not working for us both before I moved on to another relationship.
But when we talk about cheating, like, we just make it seem like it's a good or like good, bad, or flawed thing, but it's like much more complex than that.
Very much so.
Like, you have to get to the underlying cause of why the person cheat. Like, people,
they never gonna tell you.
They're
that.
Greedy.
They don't owe you that explanation.
Every affair tells
that sounds like something you would say.
Greedy.
Look, that's why you knew the line so good. That's what you say.
Greedy.
I never said I cheated.
Yeah, greedy.
So you haven't ever cheated?
I'm not gonna say her and tell you.
But even
so that she didn't say no, so that means yes.
Even if
I'm gonna say this:
we should not
I don't have a halo and a set of wings. That's all I'm gonna say. All right.
But I know for sure that I'm not a cheater now, so that's all that matters.
So one thing about me is every day I work on becoming a better JayReal. So I know why I've cheated. I know why I've done the things that I've done. I raised myself. My mother was a prostitute. I've never seen.
Shout out to your mother.
She's dead and gone. She died of passed though. But I've seen those things coming up. So in my psyche, it was always okay to see men and women coming and just, you know, relations and going. You understand? So when I was growing up, oh, Heidi, my mother, he's so cute. He got these eyes, curly blonde hair. So
yeah,
it fed my ego. You understand? Yeah. Definitely.
I'm just saying, JayReal been my man's for a minute. I never seen with a fade, nothing.
Yeah. I had a baldy for 20 years. So,
and I know you for about 18,
I'm old enough to be your
sense.
dad, to be honest. You know that, right?
Well, I say that makes sense.
So
you might be the dad. That's
I'm not his. I'm not his father.
Well, I think you said something that was really important about cheating, that there's some underlying issues that are going on when we talk about people cheating. And if you don't get to the root cause of why that person cheated, then you will cheat again, as you said, what the statistics are showing.
Well, I got to my underlining, so I don't.
Are people willing to have that conversation though?
Yes, they are.
Yes,
they are.
And I will speak from a personal standpoint. One situation that I walked into, like I have. I walked into a situation, a relationship, because remember, it was one of those like, oh, I guess, you know,
it's remember, it's not member. Go ahead. Don't worry about it.
What I remember.
There you go.
For the vertically challenged.
Professor JayReal.
Matter of fact, what had happened was.
There you go. You know a black person about to lie when they say what had happened.
What had happened was. No, you about to lie and say so boom, so boom.
Check it right.
Now, really, in all seriousness, I ended in a relationship. I ended up in a relationship where it was kind of like we mess with each other. I guess we go to each other now, and then we started dating. However, I was still hurt by my previous relationship, not because of initially what it was me holding on and harvesting feelings because I put so much into the last relationship that I couldn't accept the loss in the next relationship. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like, for me, I was dead honest. Even when I dated somebody after that, it was like, I needed to work on me. And yes, I was a cheater. And like, you know how you meet somebody and they're like, oh my God, you're so sweet. Why your last relationship didn't work? And I flat out told her I cheated. Mm-hmm. And I had to be honest with her. And I'm not saying that's not the person who I am, but I'll be honest with you because I want to grow from that. And I can't lie about what I did. And I can't lie about, hey,
don't tap that.
Yeah, it just got working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I do believe that just because you know, the message I would like to say about this cheating thing is that you don't have to cheat, right? When I think about people cheating, I think in terms of you want more than what you already have, right?
Don't we all?
Don't we all? No.
Everybody
Does not. That is true.
We all indulge. We always want more.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
That might be.
I don't want more.
That might be for you, but that might not be for somebody else. They might be. It's just like serving a plate of food. If I give you a plate of food in front of you and you eat what's on there, and you say this is enough, I don't need any more.
Consent.
So you can have a boyfriend for 10 years. You don't want him to propose to you? Isn't that more?
No, it's not. No, it
I think
how you define what more is.
I think she means more as in somebody else.
Different type of food.
Right. So we're talking about it in the context.
She gave him steak.
Let's not cut her off. I want her to break this down.
He don't want chicken.
Remember, we're talking about in the context of cheating, right? So we got to stay in that context, right? So when we talk about cheating, you're looking at somebody else desiring to have more than what you already do have. And it is, as she just said, you're not content. So when we look at underlying issues about why people cheat, I think that that's one of the things that we need to look at is the fact that you're not content. You're not content with what you have. And then you should ask yourself, well, why am I not content with what I have? What is it that I'm really looking
I'm never
for?
content.
Do we give cheaters a second chance? Has
dangerous.
anyone been in a situation where they gave a cheater a second chance?
I have.
A third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth, a seventh,
Yeah, I have.
9 and 10.
And they let me down. Like they just continuously
because we're all fallible.
But I don't even believe that it necessarily was the person letting you down again, or if they cheated again, maybe your exact situation. But sometimes what happened is we're so consumed by the hurt we don't look at everything they probably did better afterwards.
Okay, yeah, because you was cheating with such and such.
You know what I'm saying? They probably cheated one time, or
no, this person cheated multiple times.
No, that's what I just said. I said your situation may be different. I'm just saying your situation may be different because also it goes with what you categorize as cheating. Because a man will tell you, A man knows that if our woman who we deemed our woman is emotionally attached to anybody else, that's cheating.
That's cheating.
If she has a relationship where it's like she can call this dude and that's just
cheating.
my shoulder crying. Yeah, everybody know your shoulder crying is the what?
Penis to ride.
So, listen,
Done.
you know what I'm saying?
All right.
If my female is emotionally attached to
That's
any
right.
other woman, you cheated on me. I've never kissed him. I never had sex with him.
Yeah.
But you love him somehow.
Yeah.
On that
possessive.
note, we are going to take a break and listen to some music. Guys, thank you for tuning in. You're tuned into 100.9 WXIR. We are taking phone calls. Call in 585-219-8889. Thank you, guys.